Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, it's me, Elle Parker, here with a glimpse inside the Bodywork and Massage studio. So I thought I'd use this opportunity to basically do a little demonstration and maybe just provide some pointers and talk about some technique based on my experience. But over 15 years, I think we're at 18 years experience. We're basically going to be doing just a basic total relaxation Swedish style massage. First thing first, you kind of want to always ground in with your massage, and that starts with 2 hands on the body, both hands on the body. Take a nice deep breath for me. Inhale, exhale, relax into the table. You can help encourage that breath work to help support the body's relaxation. Gentle force. Here on the shoulders, not so much rocking, shaking, just a gentle sweeping using the entire palm of the hand and a light sweeping motion over the shoulder. This is a technique you can use to encourage relaxation so that you're able to manipulate the soft tissues. Softest in the sacral and glute areas with some gentle rocking. I like to do this also along the hip bone. Into the hip. You pulling in some tuina techniques, inspired by tuina techniques, just a light roll of the wrist and fingers. Always both hands on the body. These are your introductory strokes. And using this opportunity to kind of take an assessment of the body. What you do to one side, you're going to want to try to do to the other. How would you say this pressure is? Medium firm. That's usually my sweet spot. That's what I like to go for, especially in the beginning. Even if it's a deep tissue session, you don't want to start out throwing elbows into anything and just being, aggressively deep. And a nice sacrum press is always a good grounding stroke or thing to do. Another deep breath. Okay, so now that we've got warmed up, we're going to go ahead and get into the Swedish portion of the massage. Really nice thing to do to prepare the mind and body is basically expose the area that you're going to be working on. So that way your client doesn't have to think about, what's going on. It just sends a nice message to the body about what's about to happen. One thing you always want to do is moisturize your own hands, especially with a Swedish massage. You want to have a lot of nice glide with your strokes. So you want to make sure that your skin is prepared before you meet your client's body. I don't know that I do it the same every single time. I can't believe that I do most often, that this is how I begin. Difference between hydration and moisturization. But if you're using an oil, just know that there's 0 hydration if you're using an oil. So if you encounter skin that needs some hydration, it would be best to use a lotion and then follow up with your oil. Get into the joints, kind of mobilize the joints as I go, as I'm doing the massage. The joints are kind of like your doorways. So as you are opening the body up and encouraging energetic and lymphatic flow and muscle relaxation, you want to make sure your doorways are open. So when things start moving, they can move with ease. Manipulating the joint, in the way that it is designed to articulate. And we can do that all the way down through the fingers. And it feels good to open up the palm, stretch that palm open. Table is a little low, but that's okay. It just means we have to get low. I do a lot of deep tissue work, so my table is often set low to be prepared for anything. It's hard to work with a table that's too high, but you can always get low. So this is a little cross-armed technique here, mobilizing the hip joint while stretching up the side. The lat area is all the way up into the shoulder. Kind of having that helps open the side. that medial border of the scapula is always a hot spot. If it's very tense, you don't want to come in too hard. So basically I'm just using a reinforced thumb where I'm laying my thumb into the area and reinforcing with 2 fingers on top and pressing in. Getting low kind of helps you get into your hips a little more and get a little more motion with your entire body instead of just using your upper body, your arms or hands. This is going to help extend your career and save your wrist, hand, and finger joints when you move from your hips. And if you're working in a spa or something like that and you have time restraints, you can do all of this in a 30-minute massage to an hour and really give your client a great experience. A good rule of thumb when you're doing professional massage is only work on the skin you can see. You should see your hands at all times. That's just to avoid any confusion or, anything to be concerned about, because you can see what your hands are doing. So when you move from your hips, it kind of gives you a deeper connection with the body that you're working on and really feeling into the muscles underneath and not just addressing the skin on the surface. And went across all the muscle bellies from the lower leg all the way up through the hamstrings, the back of the leg, some light stretching in the ankle. You can add some flexion at the knee if your client is able. You always want to make sure that people have not had surgeries or replacements in their bodies before you start doing any of these type of joint articulations or mobilizations. Gentle stretching. If we really wanted to get into some mastery techniques, we could spend a lot more time. We could spend more time in a lot of areas. Gentle traction. This is great for helping to open up the joints. So it helps for you to be in motion so you can know where your body that you're working on is not in motion. A technique that I use is keeping the joint in motion as you're doing your point work, so then you can see where those triggers are. Facilitate some opening without being too hard with your deep tissue work. I'm going to spend a little time with the feet. One hand to coat the top, the other hand to coat the bottom. So some gentle traction here, and this kind of helps with stretching while they're relaxing. I like to come in and do each toe. A lot of people suffer with tingling in their toes and neuropathy. And without going into all the detail, you just know that the center of the foot relates to the organs up the center of the body, and then the outer edge of the foot relates to the spine. Anywhere you massage on the foot, I'm sure it's going to feel good to the person that you're massaging. So without knowing the details of the reflexology chart, I'm sure you will still do just fine. And even though I'm kneeling, I'm still using motion of my body to guide my hands and my pressure. Using force as I go up the leg. It's going to support that lymphatic flow as well. Getting the fluid and things from the lower parts of the body back up to the middle of the body where they can be digested or whatever they need to do. Ankles are a great joint to work for everyone, really. Both laterally on the anterior surface of the foot and the ankle, as well as medially. 360. Also do some gentle rocking and shaking in the hip. Again, securing 2 joints at a time. So I'm securing the hip joint as well as the knee joint, so the entire length of the femur. Still create great results in terms of loosening the tissues and improving mobility in the joints and the muscle tissues.
So that's it for our tutorial. We lost our mic at that point in the session, but that's okay. That was a basic introductory of a 1 hour massage. If you are looking for a great massage or looking to become a great massage therapist, I encourage you to follow El Soul Bodyworks Therapy on your social media, Instagram, search for us on YouTube, and also my website, elsoulbodyworks.com, to stay in touch with me, see how you can get on my table or join in a class or request a one-on-one tutorial for yourself. Again, that is elsoulbodyworks.com. I am Elle Parker, and thank you for watching.